Good morning. Today is the 7th of September. The time is about 10 o'clock. There isn't much to say in this report. I only wish to cover two subjects. First is the virtual publicity. So far, I've been receiving some good views on the internet. I set up Blogger. I think I may have recorded that in the previous logs. But I have about 6 to 8 posts on there. I can't remember which. I think it's 8. And about 66 views when I last checked. However, I have been setting posts upon Catholic Answers forums, which is a gigantic forum pretty much for answering questions on spirituality, vocations, social justice, and a lot of people asking for prayers. I've been putting my posts on a social justice forum, sub-forum, and one of my articles, which was entitled "The Need for Catholic Masculinity," has engendered over 3 pages of replies, and when I last checked, nearly 600 views. My profile on Catholic Answers, which is under the alias of Bellator, the Latin word for warrior, was before then only had about 20 views, meaning people wondering who I am and wanted to see my personal information. Now I have over 400 views. GoFundMe and YouTube haven't received much updates. I've received a few extra views on YouTube, but there hasn't been too much since I have had a hard time to put up videos. As I said before, it's hard to find a quiet place with all these students writing about. Speaking of which, college. I have a lot of work in front of me. I'm plodding ahead slowly, steadily. I've let off the thesis a little bit, focusing my attention on other papers. I have a 3-pager for modern philosophy on Descartes, which isn't too much, just sitting down and understanding Descartes. That's the problem. I have a history paper for medieval Germany, which is going to be about 10 to 12 pages. I decided to write on the Teutonic Knights since I had originally intended to discuss them in my thesis, but due to constraints of space, they would just make the thesis too long, and I decided to focus on the Templars and Hospitallers instead. So the Teutonics will have their attention in a paper of their own. I also have a 10 to 12 page paper coming up in, well, all these papers are due in November, but I like to get on them early. I have a 10 to 12 pager in modern Ireland, which I decided to write about the Easter Uprising of 1916. Although, since that was such a singular event, I may have to change my subject, do something a bit more wide to cover that page limit. But aside from that, I've been doing too much socially. I've been keeping an eye on my sister. My little sister is here at college as well. She seems to have quite a load on her shoulders. The freshmen always do 6 required courses and with all the general requirements. I remember my freshman year was pretty hard. But aside from that, that's all I have to say. Hopefully today I can add up some good videos on some topics of more relevancy of more interest, I mean. Yeah. That's all.